Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about areas of triangles. Okay, so the area of a triangle is 1/2 the product of its base b and its height h. So we get this formula right here. You want to know this formula. Okay, I would write that down 5,000 times if that's what it takes in order to memorize it. So A stands for area. Area. And B stands for base. And H stands for height. Okay? Now, where do I get that formula? How is this formula defined? How do we come up with it? Okay, we start with a rectangle. We know the area of a rectangle is its base times its height. Okay? So here we got a couple of rectangles. Now, if I were to divide that triangle like that, I've now created two triangles. And notice that they're exactly the same. Okay? So, let's see, I've got a base down here. This is the base of my rectangle. This is the height of my rectangle right here. Okay? And so if I take this and I cut this off right here, this triangle that's left is half the area of the rectangle, so it's going to be half of the base times the height. Okay, same thing if I look at the square right here. I take that rectangle right there and I cut off half this thing, make that go away. Well, here's my base, here's my height, that's the area of the square, but the area of the triangle is half of that, so again I get this same formula right here. Area equals half the base times the height. Now that's great that it works for right triangles like this where you've cut a rectangle in half. Does it work for any kind of triangle? And the answer to that is yes. Okay, so this can be generalized to any kind of triangle. So like I've got this right here. Here's my base, here's my height. Okay, now what if I call this rectangulating my triangle by doing this. Okay, I form a rectangle around the outside. Now, check this out. This right here is the same as that triangle right there. And this triangle right here is the same as this triangle right here. So the area of this triangle is half of the area of the rectangle, which would be the base times the height. So it still works. The formula still works. Now, what if I had a triangle that looks something like this? Okay, here's my base, here's my height, and I can triangulate it like that. Now, this triangle here is going to be the same as that one, and this triangle over here is going to be the same as this one. So again, the area of the triangle would be half the base times the height. Okay, so go ahead and find the area of this triangle. So we're gonna get out our formula. We're gonna write it down because we always write down the formula. It's half the base times the height. The reason we write it down is it tells us where everything goes. Okay, what do I have in the picture? Well, I have the base is 5, so we're gonna go ahead and substitute 5 in for the base. I know the height is 8, so we're gonna substitute 8 in for h. There's my 1/2. That means I'm finding the area because that's the only thing left. So this is going to be half of 5 times 8 is 40, and half of 40 is 20, and these are in inches, so this is going to be in square inches. Now remember, we always say square inches because we're meaning these units right here, where this is 1 inch by 1 inch, okay? But it's written as 20 inches squared. Don't write it like this. Do not write 20 square inches like that, because what that means is 400 inches. That's 400 of these things. We don't want 400 of these things, we want 20 of those right there. Okay, so be very careful how you write that down. You will get marked down a lot if you do that wrong. Okay, so here's one for you to do. There's two for you to do. Find the area of these two triangles. So go ahead and pause the video, find the area of these two triangles, and then jump back on here and see how you did. Okay, so here we have 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, the base is 11, the height is 4. Now, it doesn't matter what order you multiply these in. I can do these two first, I can do these two first, I can do those two first, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to make it easy on myself. 1/2 of 4 is 2, so this is 2 times 11, which is 22, and that's in square feet. Okay, over here, again, area is 1/2 the base times the height. So the base is 22 and the height is 10. Well, I can do 1/2 of 22 easy in my head. That's 11 times 10, which is easy to do in my head. That's 110. And this is in meters, so this is going to be, the unit's going to be square meters. And there you go, you're done with that one. Okay, now check this one out. This one, the height is outside the triangle because it's an obtuse triangle. Okay, so remember, you're not going to use the side, because if you want the height, think about it as you're a person and you climbed up this thing and you were standing up here and you fell off. Okay, where are you going to fall? You're not going to fall back this way, you're going to fall this direction right here. Or if you took a rope and you threw it over the side, where's it going to hang down to the bottom? It's going to hang straight down like this at a 90-degree angle to the ground. Okay, so that's your height. So now my formula, 1/2 the base times the height. My base is 12. My height is 9. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do 1/2 of 12 is 6 times 9. That's 54 square meters. Oops. Okay, this is an interesting problem. It says the base and height of the red butterfly wing are 2 times greater than the base and height of a blue butterfly wing. So if you look over here, here's my red butterfly. Okay, here's H, the height, here's B, the base. All I know is that these are both twice as big as these up here. Here's my blue butterfly. They tell me that the base of my blue butterfly wing is 2 centimeters and the height is 1 centimeter. So how many times greater is the area of the red wing than the area of the blue wings? Okay, so here's what I can do. Is I know that you can actually do this a couple ways. You can find the area of the small one. So remember, here's my formula, 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, so the blue one is going to be 1/2 of 2 times 1, which 1/2 of 2 is 1, and 1 times 1 is 1. So that has a area of 1 square centimeter. Okay? For the blue one. Now, the red one, the dimensions are twice as big. So I could do this, I could say, okay, well, the area is going to be 1/2 the base. Now the base is going to be twice as big, B is going to be twice as big as this, so it's going to be 4. And the height is going to be twice as big as the 1, so it's going to be 2. And so this is 1/2 of 4 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4 square centimeters. Okay, but neither one of those actually answered the question. Okay, the question is, how many times greater is the area of the red wing than the area of the blue wing? Well, it's 4/1, or 4 times bigger. That is the actual answer to the question right there. Okay, so you got a couple pages of homework here. We'll do this in class. It's numbers 1 through 23, the odd ones. And I look forward to seeing you guys in class.